Coming in hot at number one is Kimono by Kim Kardashian. Kim sparked a huge backlash and debate when she announced her new line of shapewear with the same name as the traditional Japanese garment. As expected, there was an uproar on social media, with many people accusing her of cultural appropriation and disrespecting the history and significance of the kimono. Think pieces were created, videos were made, and an apology was issued. And then she finally renamed it to Skims. Now, looking back at it and connecting it back to when she launched her makeup line, I think this may have been a strategic marketing plan to add controversy to the launch. Because by using the name kimono and getting all that backlash, she was able to not only get the attention on her, but to keep it. Because people were waiting to see what she was going to do next. Is she going to keep the name? What is she going to do? Like, people were glued to her, and then she changed the name, she launched, and she launched successfully. Now, I am not saying you should add controversy to your marketing plan. I am just reporting what worked. However, if you're looking for something less controversial, then number 2 is for you. In 2017, somewhat unexpectedly or not, Rihanna started a movement. She identified a cultural tension. The tension was lack of options and representation for women of color in the beauty industry. She then articulated the big idea of this tension, which is that she wanted to create a brand that celebrated and embraced all skin tones, types, and textures, and that offered products that were high quality, affordable, and accessible. That brand will be called Fenty Beauty. She then created a cultural flashback by collaborating with experts, influencers, and fans to develop and test the product. Boxes of the products were sent to influencers and other people prior to the launch. And on launch day and the days after, you couldn't be on social media and not see the reviews of Fenty Beauty, especially on YouTube. Influencers were doing all of that. And now that I think of it, I was thinking on the day, how come all of these videos are dropping at the same time? But then now I know better. I know like it was pre-planned. But the launch was a huge success because the brand debuted with 40 shades of foundation, a range that was never seen, and it was unmatched by any other brands at that time. So as expected, the product sold out within hours, and she received so much reviews from influencers, like I've said, but also celebrities, customers, and even critics. And then finally, she built a community by inviting people to be part of the movement. Still now, people rave about Fenty Beauty, and every time they talk about it, they'll talk about how Rihanna did something that wasn't done in the beauty industry by then. We've now seen other brands suddenly follow suit and expand their, shade ranges and offer to cater to more diverse and inclusive market. But Rihanna did this really, really well. At that time, she launched with a movement, and that movement created a community that's so strong. And speaking of community, here's someone who did it really well with the launch of her personal brand. The third spot is claimed by none other than Ice Spice, the breakout star of 2023. Born Isis Gaston, Ice Spice embarked on her musical career in 2021. And whoever was behind her branding did an amazing job. And here's what I mean. Even though Ice Spice's launch strategy may look like it was centered around her relatability or her authenticity or the wig and all of that, I think the thing that moved Ice Spice to make sure that she was visible to everybody was her strategic collaborations. Let me list them down for you. Number 1, we have Taylor Swift. Ice Spice and Taylor did a remix of Karma, which debuted number 2 in the US. Now, if you know anything about Taylor Swift's massive fan base, is that they are loyal. So now imagine having a piece of that fan base. That helped Ice Spice increase her visibility and reach. And then number 2, she collaborated with the Queen of Rap, Nicki Minaj, and they had 2 songs together, Princess Diana, which I love so much, and then Barbie World. You have heard Barbie World last year summer. Everywhere you go with the Barbie movie launch, that song was all over the place. And both of these songs, Princess Diana and Barbie, reached top 10 of the Hot 100. So collaborating with somebody who's already established like Nicki Minaj helped Ice Spice gain credibility and a wider audience. You know, the Barbs, like whoever Nicki loves, the Barbs love you too as well. And then number 3, she now moved from America to the UK, and then she collaborated with Pink Panthers. Now, Ice Spice was featured on Boys Are Liar Part 2, which hit number 2 in the UK. And this collaboration alone helped her break into the UK market and expand her international fan base. She even took it a step further and be like, you know what, let me go over to Africa. And she collaborated with Rema. They have a song together called Pretty Girls. And this helped her tap into the Afrobeat market and also the African market. Each of these collaborations mattered because they allowed Ice Spice to reach a different audience and increased her visibility drastically. Let's talk about tapping into other markets, because that's what she did. She tapped into other markets. But there's somebody who tapped into an untapped market of exactly where she is, and that's number 4. Coming in at the final spot is Nicki Minaj with her smart launch of Pink Friday nails. I don't know if there's any, but I don't think there are many celebrities in the press-on nails business. You can tell me if I'm wrong. Drop it in the comments and let me know if I'm wrong. But this is what makes Pink Friday nails genius. Because not only that, the genius of the launch lies in the timing and the strategy. Firstly, let's talk about the time that it was launched. Nicki, during her Pink Friday 2 album debut, had so much attention and media spotlight on her. But then she used this media spotlight to talk about the Pink Friday 2 nails, the Pink Friday nails. And that was one of the smartest things that she did, because that attention was so much on her at that time. Now it can die down, but by then it was so much on her, and she used that opportunity to talk about these nails. Now these nails are talked about, she's got the page, people are following the page, and they are anticipating it. Secondly, it's coming at a time that Nicki is ready to go on a world tour, which we know, which means the Barbs will be eager to get the nails so that they can wear it to go and see her. And lastly, the Pink Friday nails launch was brilliant in terms of branding. You know, Nicki has always been known for her unique and bold style, and these nails are a perfect reflection of that. I think that's what they will be, because we haven't seen it yet. But these nails will allow her fans to feel a closer connection to her by literally wearing a piece of her, like a piece of her iconic style. Moreover, the nails will be like a physical product that you can purchase, which creates a more tangible connection between her and the Barbs compared to digital products like music or music videos and all of that. And I think that's why this is so good. And she used one of the ingredients that can make or break a launch: timing. She used timing perfectly, because if she had done this on another time, it may not work, but she did this at the very, very good time.